Hi, Professor Donor. For the seminar assignment tonight, you asked us to share whatever we wanted to share for what patient and family-centered care meant to us, and I do have a personal story for that. After watching all of the videos, I sat there and tried to remember what stuck out to me most, and something that has affected me in my life was reflected in one of the videos that I watched. I think the third video that we watched was about how the patient and family-centered care, the story starts with the patient and the care team starts with the patient. So without them being on board, without them understanding what's going on, there's no point to having the team if the patient's not on board. Something that my family went through was it'll be 3 years this July. My grandmother was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and that was in March, about a week before my birthday. And we have this big family, and my grandma is kind of the center of that. And people had conflicting care plans. They have conflicting points of view on how we should treat her. And we were sitting at her house after the diagnosis, and all these people are just yelling because no one knows what to do. No one knows how to handle that situation. It was our first kind of our own loss, that's my grandma type of situation. That's my mom, those types of things. And my family hasn't dealt with that personally before like that. It's usually been a friend or a distant someone. And I just remember everyone's fighting and fighting and fighting, trying to figure out a care plan and the course of action we were going to take. And something that really stuck out to me was when we had the nurse come, and she's listening to all of us fight about what's going on. And my grandma just sat there. I remember looking at her. She just sat in her bed that we had gotten for her, and she just sat quietly and listened to everyone bicker and fight about what's going on, and no one really took the time to ask her what she wanted to do. And when the nurse listened to all of us finish arguing, she kind of calmed things down. And then the very first question out of her mouth was to my grandmother, Lois, what is it that you want to do? And I thought that was something that really stuck out to me watching these videos, was the patient has to be on board, has to understand, and has to agree and believe in the care plan and the course of action that the staff, the nurse, or whoever the physician sets for them. So I think patient and family-centered care has to start with the patient, and the patient has to understand. So when I work with people in my office, I do my best to explain everything that I'm going to be doing. I sit with them, and I listen to them, and I make sure that I can portray to them that I'm listening and I hear them. I don't do a fun test at my office. I send an electrical impulse through someone's arm, leg, or neck, or wherever, their face, looking for really horrific diseases sometimes. And I just try to make sure that I hear the patient, because the patient's voice is huge. So for patient and family-centered care, getting everyone on board is secondary to making sure the patient is on board with the care, and that the patient understands and is the forefront of the team, because they really are. There is no team without the patient. So I think for patient-centered care, those are the things that I try to reflect in what I want to do as a nurse. So thank you again for all of the compassion that you showed tonight and every time in class, but I know the students, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you.